From the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker, we're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
The last show of the week, and we are joined by Cyclops Joe today, which is going to be an awesome show. I cannot wait to get to it. But before we do that, we have to get a few of the house cleaning things out of the way. We are sponsored by Tusk. Tusk is a cryptocurrency focused on the firearms market.
Proudly sponsored by TUSC, the only cryptocurrency designed with the firearms market in mind, with 3-second processing times. It's the fastest cryptocurrency on the planet. With lower transaction fees than traditional credit cards. It's perfect for your e-commerce needs. For gun guys, by gun guys. Visit TUSC.network for more information and join the digital revolution.
And not only that, we are also sponsored by Black Swan Tactical, where you can get this awesome t-shirt, the anti-influencer t-shirt. And you can get that from blackswantactical.com.
Black Swan Tactical, your #1 source for 2A streetwear. With shirts, mugs, hats, patches, flags, and more. There's always something to help you rep the 2A community. All proceeds go back into our projects. Viewers and listeners can take an additional 10% off with code CRUMPY. Unapologetically pro-gun, pro-liberty, and pro-freedom gear for the front lines of the culture war.
Thank you so much for watching that video. I have a new way to support me, and that's on Locals at johncrump.locals.com, where you can join for $5 a month, or you can just join the free level. But if you use code Wolverines, you can get the first month free. With that, I'm going to bring in Mr. Flying Rich, the crashing Rich himself.
Crumpy, when are you going to get tired of that? Or move out of your mom's basement?
What?
When are you going to get tired of the crashing rich or move out of your mom's basement? Which one's going to happen first?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Rich. Okay, we are going to bring in a couple people here. The first is the man of the hour, the Cyclops. Cyclops Joe, and Rich is the one who did all the Cyclops stuff on the thumbnail. So
did you see the thumbnail art?
No, I didn't see it, man. But dude, I'm really excited to be here for real. I'll check it out later. I've met Rich. I know he's a big enough smart ass. I'm sure I'll enjoy
it. Sure. You would be the first.
Yeah.
And
we had the best time when we met at the Iraq veteran thing, man. That guy, he's cool, man. He runs around with a great group of guys.
The squadron.
That's it.
Ooh, I got to get you a patch.
Oh, I'm in.
All right, and we are joined by SabrPrint.
He was here a moment ago.
He was. I don't know where he is. Oh,
he's ghosting us.
He'll come back, hopefully. SabrPrint, are you there? Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that. I had difficulties. Let me fix this real quick. How you guys doing?
Not bad. You look like you're in the witness protection program.
Yeah, no shit. Get that man a hockey mask.
There we go. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. Let's start with Cyclops Joe. Cyclops Joe, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
I'm on YouTube, occasionally on Instagram, not very often, and I do a lot of scope videos on YouTube, scope reviews, and I've started doing a lot more rimfire stuff, and I'm hoping to get more into the centerfire stuff. It's just Rich knows, being on YouTube, and I'm sure you do too. It takes a while to catch any momentum, and for the the 2A community, the gun manufacturers, and that kind of stuff, to take notice of you. Unfortunately, they only look at subscriber count, and until you get to a certain level in their eyes, you're minor league. So, but I just enjoy doing the optics, man. It's yeah. And plus, I mean, think about it. You got a one-eyed guy doing optics. It's like a dude with one leg reviewing tennis shoes. There's just a little bit of comedy to it. But yeah, I just, I really enjoyed the optics, man.
Well, most optics are just, single. They don't require both eyes, right? So there you go.
Yeah.
You're saving money on all those binoculars, right?
It's true. It's true. And almost daily, somebody will ask me, in all sincerity, and my buddies know it's a joke, but people ask me, "Hey, man, when are you going to start reviewing binoculars?" And it's like, you think about this for a second, you'll figure it out. I know you got it in you.
Well, you can find somebody else with one eye, and you can take a pair of binoculars and cut it right down the middle, and save money.
Well, actually, I have an eye, man. It's just I had something called Bell's palsy.
Oh, okay, I know what that is.
11 years ago, and this eye here looks like this all the time. It runs around like a dumbass, wide open, and it doesn't make its own tears anymore. So I have to wear this to protect it. I mean, picture walking through life with your mouth wide open. That's what my eye's doing. So I wear this to protect it. It's only backup I got left.
Man Against the Masses is watching on your channel, Flying Rich, to give you some watch hours. All right, cool, and SabrPrint, tell us about you.
It's SabrPrint.
What am I saying? Okay,
you're saving Saber. So it's
I can't say it. Okay.
It's just
I'm gonna call you SP.
All right. So what I do is I do 3D printing. I've been 3D printing for about 6-7 months. That's when I got into it. Before that, I was doing P80s, like polymers, and then watching online like JSD. That's how I got into the 3D printing. So that's pretty much what I do right now.
Oh, cool. And Jordan's going to be on the show Monday. So Jordan and Bob are going to be with us on Monday.
All right, that's cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Jordan from JSD, they have a they're going to be talking about their binary Glock trigger.
Yeah, I saw the episode. I think the one where he was in, he didn't really talk that much about it.
Right? Yeah, Bob. Yeah,
Bob was on 2 days ago, I guess.
We are supposed to talk about it. We just
we talked about everything else.
Yeah, our show can go any direction. Yeah.
So it's funny when I book people for the show, they're like, "Oh, what should I prepare for?" I'm like, "Just don't prepare for anything. Just come on the show." They're like, "But what are you going to talk about?" I'm like, 2A stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I asked you.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. I like it so we can go anywhere, anywhere possible. And I won't do. I've been on podcasts where it's been very, very scripted, and I love the podcast where it goes off the rails and the script goes out the window. So when I made this one, I'm like, those are my favorite episodes. So why not make every episode like that?
There you go.
Correct.
If it's scripted,
and Crumpy,
it's going to sound scripted. It really does. I don't do any of my videos. I don't script any of those because if you do, you sound like a substitute teacher. Attention, class.
Oh, absolutely.
Watch this shit.
Like if anything, and same thing whenever I do any kind of public speaking, I don't have a script. I might have bullet points, but I never write a speech. I just have bullet points. And Ronald Reagan, I know I've said this many times, so if you're a regular listener, what he would do is he would have a stack of 3x5 cards with just like his talking points on. And before he went on stage, he would shuffle them and then he would go through them. And he said because it was new to him, he thought it would be better engagement for the audience because he didn't know what was coming next. And, so as he went through his cards, that's how it was. And I think there's something to that. Like when you do a YouTube video, if it's all too scripted, it's kind of boring. And I know if I read a script, it sounds like I'm reading a script.
Right.
And it just...
Yeah.
I can write anything down and I never write it the way I say it. The stuff I text to my wife when I text her, and when I say stuff in real life, it's never going to come across the same way. So when I tried scripting a couple of videos one time, and when I got through with it, it's like, oh my God, Mr. Roboto, nobody's going to watch this shit.
Right.
So I just gave it up, man, and went back to just, getting on there. Like when I do my scope videos, I know there's one or two things I want to touch on. And once I make sure I got that touched on, then I just roll with it. Whatever rolls off my tongue at the moment, that's it. However liquored up I am, that's what you get on the video.
Cool.
That is really cool. I see Christian Gruft out there. He's going to be on DLD After Dark at 9:30 tonight. So go ahead and check him out over there. DLD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had Christian. Was it like 2 weeks ago or so?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, yeah, and he didn't talk.
So I was gonna say, this is the first time that I actually show my face.
Face reveal.
Yeah. If you guys check my Instagram, which is SabrPrint, nobody has ever seen my face. This is the first time ever. I usually wear a mask.
Yeah, the mask. You got the mask there? There it is.
I got it right here.
Oh, cool.
That's what I wear. The reason for that is because I'm not in a 2A friendly state. So that's why I don't do it. But I did it. It's about time.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
About that mask at all? Not creepy.
That's like the Burger King commercial with the king.
Yeah.
So Sabr, what that king gives me nightmares. Oh my God.
Yeah, that creeps me out.
Sabr, what type of printer do you have?
Well, I got a Ender 3 V2. That's what I started with. I got one first, and then I really got into it, so I ended up getting another one. The first one, the first one I tweaked it out, and then I realized I kind of messed up because I was too new to it. So it took me about 2 to 3 weeks to figure it out. When I got the second one, I was like, nah, I'm gonna leave it stock. And actually, the stock one works way better than the first one. Yeah.
Enders make some nice stuff, and they're incredibly affordable.
Yeah.
What made you get into it, man?
What happened?
What made you get into that?
Okay, so what actually made me get into it was that around 2020, my father had been diagnosed with ALS. So he ended up getting ALS, and we decided for him to stay home instead of sending him out somewhere, right? Well, it was me and my mother taking care of him full time. And with ALS, it's pretty hard, especially, on somebody that is not used to just staying home. So I decided, I'm like, man, I need to get into something so I could relax and, not stress out over having to take care of them all day. So that first I got into the P80s, and then all right. So 2020 wasn't a good year for me at all. I know it wasn't for a lot of people, but
2020 kind of sucked for everyone.
Yeah. So then I remember my son came over and he started seeing me get into the P80s, and he was like, "Oh, Dad, I want to go shooting." I said, yeah, if you start doing good in school, I'll take you shooting and stuff. And he was excited. So then what ended up happening is he passed away on 2020, November 4th. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry,
It's all right. So, that happened. And that actually also helped me get more into the printing, because I had given him a promise that I was going to take him. So then I started looking online and figuring it out, because I remember the first time I got into printers, or I started noticing 3D printers, they were like 1,000 and up, right? Like 20, what was it? Maybe like 2015, something like that. 2014. That's when I started kind of checking them out, and they were like 1,000, 2,000. It was hard to get something that was consumer friendly and that was actually at a proper price. So then all of a sudden I start seeing JSD talk about it, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna check it out. So when I saw the price, I'm like, I'm gonna try it. So that's how I got into it, as a way for me to cope with losing my son, and a way for me to cope with dealing with the ALS. So I left it in the kitchen, and I'll be able to take care of my dad and print at the same time. So I mean, a lot of people think this is corny, but printing helped me get through a difficult time.
Yeah,
And
it's
it-
not
Sure.
corny, man.
Yeah.
No, it's not at all, man. Not at all. It's
So yeah,
inspiring.
that's the story, man.
Yeah, it's inspiring, honestly. It really
Thank you.
is, man. That's all. I mean, if I wore a hat, I'd take it off too, for real. That's really inspiring.
Yeah. Tell everyone tell everyone your Instagram so they can go follow you on Instagram.
It's SabrPrint, SABR, just like the name on the screen. That's it. Just check me out. I also got a YouTube. I'm not really posting that much on the YouTube, but I must start trying to do it because my father passed away on August 21st of 2021. So yeah. No, it's all right, man. You know, I believe that since the day you're born, God has already chosen your destiny. So who are we to question God? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well put, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very well put. Everyone out there, sorry for your loss.
No,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely. Yeah.
And then the way I got into you, John, was actually CRS. CRS put me on to you. Yeah, I remember he would always talk about the gun stuff, like the laws and stuff like that. I remember he made a video where he was like, you know, I'm going to say where I'm getting my info from, because a lot of us are getting our info from him, but they're not saying it. And he's all like, John Crump. And I'm like, man, what? So I checked you out. I'm like, yeah, man, this guy is
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
so
thank
respect, man. I appreciate what you're doing for the community.
Thank you so
got
much.
in here, man. John, congratulations, man, on being nominated for one of the Gundy Awards.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, that's killer, man. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out there.
Badass, dude.
You're not going?
Nah,
Crump,
no.
you told me we're going to drive tanks.
No, I said I can get you to go on my place. They've already sent me like the thing to go, and I told them that I can't go because
Yeah, people are asking about Matt's GoFundMe. I'll get it in a second here.
Yeah.
So
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah.
In Saber Print, I just want to say, Matt, look, a lot of people don't have the advantage that, John or I do in getting to know people. And Matt is such a nice guy. He's just ridiculous nice. Matt's like so crazy helpful, just like John. John wants to help everybody. Matt, like he'll see one of my videos, he'll send me a thumbnail for it. He's like, yeah, try this thumbnail. That'll work better. It just really, some of the things last year, John and I became better friends, and I didn't actually meet Matt, but we started becoming close as far as phone calls and stuff like that, and dark, and actually, Joe, I met you 2021, so that was spring Iraq veteran shoot, and believe it or not, Joe's Shooting Gallery New England, I met a couple hours earlier because I picked him up and drove all night there.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought y'all were friends for a long time.
Oh,
Y'all were
yeah.
hanging out together.
That was the first
Joe and
time
I were
met
friends.
Joe.
Yep, yeah. Joe and I were friends for like years, and online, and we're collabing and stuff. But we just met like what was it, Thursday night? So we drove up and we helped set up on Friday at the Iraq veteran shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a blast. Oh,
I got to talk to Matt because remember when that guy that was doing the Lego stuff ended up
Oh, yeah.
getting
Lego Man?
arrested? Yeah, So I remember Matt was doing a GoFundMe for him, or he was putting out the information about the guy. And I remember I Instagrammed his video, and yeah, that's how me and Matt started talking. And then from there on, I started watching his stuff because remember he was going through that stuff with Florida or whatever.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I was watching his videos. I'm like, man, this guy's insane. Like, my respect to him, but some of the stuff he would do, I'll be like, I don't have the cojones to do that. You know what I mean? But my hat's off to him, man.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to help him out a little bit. The fundraiser is up to $122,000.
Yeah, that's
that's cool, John. Way to go, man.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
That's not maybe a lot of the credit needs to go to Rich up there and DLD After Dark.
Yeah,
well, no,
just
doing.
You guys, Rich.
And the fact that you help somebody, you know, when some bullshit like this happens, man, I think that's really cool, man. That's to me, it says a lot about the 2A community, man.
Yeah,
everyone came together. Everyone needs a pat on the back there. DLD After Dark and Rich have been tremendously helpful, more than anyone would know. That's why I did like a little short to shout them out, and that's why in my videos on my main channel, I always have like a little card that says subscribe to Flying Rich, subscribe to DLD. BWE Firearms also have done a lot behind the scenes as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we have another BWE Firearms video coming out tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say something. Damn.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah,
that's right. We all do that.
Man, I can't believe it.
Oh, wait till you get my age. Shit,
don't even tell me that, man.
Where the bathroom's at, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's you walk into the room. You're like, why'd I walk into this room?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh no, I got it. It came back in. But I was gonna say 2020 was actually a great year for the 2A community, especially the 3D printing community. I felt like that kind of kept a lot of people from getting together in person, but it grew the social media and the internet stuff more to an extent where people you wouldn't even realize that you would actually be talking to, you talk to, and you're getting together with them, sharing info. So I think that's what having some type of camaraderie where you could be able to join and talk and share ideas with certain people. It's amazing because not everybody is able to do that. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
2021 both. We're like,
yeah, you're right.
It's definitely fun. The people you get to meet, the interesting personalities. There's a lot of guys in Florida. So like Mr. Snow's in Florida, Invader Zip's in Florida, Kron is in Florida. It's like all of these guys. I'm like, holy cow, they're like all my neighbors.
Take the Harbor Firearms.
Yep.
Hank Strange.
Yep.
I had a chance to move to Florida, but I didn't take it because of the caregiving I was doing for my stepdad. So I really didn't take it, but now I kind of regret it because I'm like, man, it's a big movement down there, and I'm from California, so yeah, it's not the same over here as it is over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
California. Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude.
That's why I would wear the mask and I wouldn't share my face because California, man, come on.
These guys will tell me what their ARs look like, and it's like, dude, that's not an AR. That's a chopper shotgun. You know,
it has a little shark fin in the bed.
You know, and there's so many restrictions on it. It's like, where's the fun in that? You know?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I feel so bad.
Well, even as a Florida resident, so Florida has, depending on the company you work for, you don't necessarily want to be known as, the gun guy, because that's, you kind of want to keep that low key. You don't want to. But what was funny is I would have like coffee room chats, and I find out like, oh, this guy's an ex-state trooper. This guy's a gun guy. This guy's a gun guy. It's like, holy cow. Like, more than 50% of the guys that I would talk to in the coffee room were gun guys. Like, it would just kind of come up, and then you kind of feel them out, and it's like, oh, hey, I can talk to him about this, you know?
Yeah, because you got to be careful. You're like, man, is this guy working for somebody else, or am I going to be able to talk to him?
You don't know. Like, some people, look, gun guys typically don't get butt hurt over all sorts of stuff. If you're not a gun guy, there's probably a higher chance you're going to get butt hurt over something. Your feelings hurt.
When I worked for Facebook, I was known as the gun guy of Facebook.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, Facebook. I would get like questions and like, don't tell anyone, but I'm a gun person and I read your stuff or whatever.
Oh, you were writing for Amaland still, right?
Yeah. They're like, oh, I read your stuff. I got a question, blah, 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 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I live in Texas, so here, I mean, my 80-year-old mother with the blue hair, you know, she literally has a gun on her hip and one by the front door. So, you know, a lot of guys ask me, I like these riots and different stuff like that. Does that happen in Texas? It's like when everybody's got a gun, that cuts down a lot of the bullshit.
No, it does.
That cuts right through it.
Hey, our society is a peaceful society.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
He's on my front porch. There's no porch pirates when everybody that can see your front door has a gun.
Correct.
You know, that stops that shit.
Yep. Okay, so you guys heard about what happened in LA, right? With the freights that they were stealing the packages.
Oh yeah.
The train.
The train. They didn't have a lock on the door. What the hell? How do you not have a lock on that?
But think about this. Who would know that freight was gonna carry those guns, and why wouldn't they have it secure? Now, if you notice, what's going down in LA is that there's been a lot of robberies in Hollywood, like in the Nice area, and they're trying to push these gun legislations up. So if you really think about it, it doesn't really make sense unless they're trying to make more restrictions. That's just my personal opinion.
So
like I said, I'm not a lawyer.
So what you're saying, and tell me if I'm wrong, that you think guns were placed on that train and it was unlocked and people were stealing crap, so there would be more stolen guns in the community?
Facts, yeah, because look, everybody knows that whole area is nothing but people that are up to no good. So if you know that your home has been broken into multiple times, are you not gonna do the best so it won't get broken into again? I'm just saying common sense, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think that's what a lot of people are lacking, common sense. You know, they gotta read what's it called? Thomas P. Paine.
Common sense, lacking of common sense. No, Thomas Paine is one of my favorite writers, man.
Bam.
From back in the day. Oh, you have it right there.
I hear you, man.
Thomas Paine, John Locke, all those guys.
Yeah, man, they're
John
great.
Locke. But I mean, John Locke. Locke.
Locke.
I'm sorry. Crazy. I mean, it's like that guy had a crystal ball, and the things that he pointed out, I'm just impressed with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
the one side rejects Thomas Paine and John Locke. They say, "Oh, we shouldn't listen to those guys." What did they ever do? It's like, well, the country you're standing on is actually founded on their ideas.
Exactly.
So maybe you should listen to them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were the most American, men at that time. To me, even Franklin took ideas from Thomas Paine, correct? Benjamin Franklin.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Like Thomas Paine and John Locke, the whole country's founded on those guys' ideas.
Correct. Yeah, so I mean, that's my personal opinion. What's going down in LA, and then think about it. The Super Bowl's coming. I'm just saying, But yeah.
Well, that's personally I believe that they make schools gun-free zones so there will be dead kids. Because in the last 50 years, all but 2 shootings happened in gun-free zones.
Correct.
And this way you have dead children, and you can say, hey, you need to give this up to save the children.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's...
So,
I mean, what politician is going to say, kill the children. When they phrase it like that, you're an ass if you don't jump on board. You don't,
Correct.
They put you in a situation you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Well, they will say never let a crisis go to waste.
Yes,
that's exactly right.
And they're creating the crisis.
Exactly.
That Rahm Emanuel.
And these,
it's like watching a fireman go around setting buildings on fire so they can swoop in and be the heroes. It's kind of
that happens a lot.
Which way do you want it?
Correct. So I'm first generation American, right? My family come from they immigrated to the United States, and a lot of them, when you look at the way my mom talks about politics, you'll think she's a Republican. And the reason she talks about the way she does about politics is because she came from a country that she saw, like, Mexico. So she came and she saw what was going down in Mexico without being able to own guns, and how the people in power are controlling the weapons with the cartels. And it was just chaos. So in the beginning, when I started getting into guns, my mom was a little bit iffy, but as she started learning more about it, and I started like teaching her, hey, this is how you hold it. Don't be scared of it. Treat it with respect, she started getting more comfortable. But a lot of people that come from immigrant parents, depending on their upbringing, but a lot of them, we believe in the Constitution, we believe in the Second Amendment, and we believe in protecting our rights. That's just all I had to say.
Immigrants are some of the most patriotic, naturalized citizens are some of the most patriotic people in the world.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, my mom was. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. For example, I have a friend who's a Russian guy, and he is so patriotic. I used to work with him. He basically defected when it was the USSR.
Yeah, the Cold War.
Yeah, so he's like way up on. He's the most pro-American guy I know.
Yeah.
I was pro-gun too.
Growing up, when I was younger, since I went to public schools, right? Growing up, they wouldn't really teach us about history. I'm from 1986. So when I grew up, it was like around the 90s, they were pushing that gangster stuff a lot. They had Blood In, Blood Out, American Me, what are Colors? Yeah, they had all that gun stuff popping, and I kind of like I would question a lot of the stuff growing up. I was always like that. And I remember I would during history, I would always be reading ahead. I'll get in trouble because I love history, right? And I remember I would ask certain questions like, why are they doing certain things that they're doing, especially in certain neighborhoods, right? And what I started realizing is that they don't want people to know their rights. They don't want people to think for themselves. They want the herd mentality. And it's sad because if you don't educate yourself and if you don't pick up a book, nobody's going to do it for you. And they push that no guns really strong in our community. Because they made it seem that the only people that have guns are criminals, but that's not true. Everybody needs something, especially with the way times are going. They don't teach you to think ahead. I mean, that's
Yeah, I mean, they always push that narrative. It's like half the country has guns, so half the country can't be criminals. I did see one thing. I did see a video in Texas where these people went up to a couple cops, and they were like visiting, I guess. And I gotta find it. I saw it about a year ago. And they go up to the cops and they go, "There's a couple people over there with guns." And the cop goes, "Ma'am, this is Texas. We like guns."
Yeah.
And they put and the people pitted online. They're like, "How terrible is this?" The cop's like, "Yeah, who cares?" Because he had a gun on his head. He's like, "Man, this is Texas. We like our guns."
And I wish I could open carry in Florida because I pocket carry, and I've gotten used to that. But I'd rather open carry. I'm carrying a SIG P365, so I have 10+1. But I'd rather have a full size gun, carry 19.
Correct.
something.
The last
17,
time
18, 19 rounds,
The last time I got pulled over by highway patrol, and it's probably the only thing YouTube has ever helped me with. Basically, the guys recognized me, so I didn't get a ticket. I just got a warning, which was great because I was doing 92 and a 70. But when they walked up to the car, as soon as I got to the car, they asked for registration, all that kind of shit. And I told them I have guns in the car, and they said plural. And I said, yeah. And they said, where is it? And I said, well, Mossberg pistol grip shotguns behind the passenger seat, the 9s in the console, the 45s in the glove box. And they said, you're not going to take them out, right? And I said, no, why would I? They're like, you're good then. Now, you tell me that would happen in California.
Nah.
In California, there's lasers and shit. Helicopters are taking flight. In Texas, it's just like, as long as, you want to use common sense. When the cops come to the car, let them know there's guns in the car. Don't let them discover it.
Well,
but other than that, they don't even look at them. They don't give a shit.
If you have a concealed carry permit, they know that you have a firearm, so it's might as well just.
Well, see, I know
you have a firearm. Oh, you don't. Okay.
Texas, no, they don't give a shit.
So
as long as you're not walking around with it, just leave it in the car. We don't care.
So if you apply for the concealed carry and you get your place run, the cops are right away off the bat, they know that you have the concealed carry on you?
Yeah. They don't know you have it on you, but they know that it's a possibility.
Oh, so when they run, they pull you over, run your plate, they know you're a CCW?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you don't have to have one in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to have one. Yeah.
No, not at all. Don't get me wrong, you don't want to walk into a courthouse, or PTA meeting, but, just riding around town, you can have guns laid everywhere, go into the, hardware store. They don't give a shit. It's nothing like it is in California.
Oh, so I remember.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I remember when I was taking care of my dad, right? We would have a nurse come every once a week to check up on him and stuff like that, because he was in hospice. So I remember when I started doing this, I had all my stuff laid everywhere, right?
Oh.
I had my printers. I have a little Glock 43. That's my everyday carry. And I had that on the desk. In the desk, there's a folder for him to sign in. And I didn't forget because he came out of the blue to check something. So when he went over there, he just turned around and stared at me. And then he seen the 3D printers and he just started talking about what are these for, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, oh, man, the gun, because it's California. It's not really common to just see firearms out in the open. It's inside my house, but
right.
People are not.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
So sometimes the cleaning lady will be here and my gun will be on the nightstand or something like that. I'm like, I should have put that away. I should have been better about that,
Well, I one time had somebody come over here and they had to do work in the gun room, and I had my Ghost Gunner 3 going and the 3D printer, and you see my gun room, Rich. It's pretty well stocked. So I open it up, I put the code in, open it up. I'm like, oh, the thing's in here. And when the guy walks in, he looks around and goes, holy shit. I got a pretty big gun room with a bunch of guns.
Man, must be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I've had a lot of buddies, man, safes. We'll go to these gun shows and stuff, and there's these safe companies. In Texas, a lot of guys just have one spare bedroom and it's got a safe door on it. The whole bedroom's lined with guns and crap like that. It's weird when I travel to other places that aren't. I don't think it's Texas so much as pro gun. It's just we don't care. And then when I go somewhere that's not like that, it's really odd to me. It seems odd.
It's a different experience. California is really, really weird.
Yeah, it is. California is. I didn't notice it till I start getting into it. People start coming to my house and they'll start seeing stuff around, and I'm like, because I got used to it, and like I said, my family, they got used to it. My mom, she's more open-minded now. But in the beginning, it's like the way they push it in California. It's, oh, you call the cops, the cops are here to defend you. But by the time the cops get here, it's like, You know what I mean? It's better to take care of yourself and depend on yourself. You know, that's your right.
No.
And a lot of people just don't understand it, especially in California.
Yeah, you got to protect your rights.
Yeah.
California is a weird state because, like, in the northern part, there's certain parts that are like freaking redneck as hell.
Yeah, Bakersfield, places like Central California, it's pro-gun, it's good. But then you go up like San Francisco, and
San Francisco is definitely not pro-gun.
Yeah, but look at what's happening in San Francisco. People are leaving their back, like say they have an SUV, and so they won't break your windows. You leave your gate open so people could see
hatch
inside.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
Come on, man.
That was like in the 70s or 80s in New York City. You put a sticker in the window that said, radio not in car. So people wouldn't break into your car and steal your radio.
Yeah.
And they had the removable face plates and stuff like that.
The ones you would take out completely. Yeah,
that those. Too,
yeah. I remember those. Yeah,
I remember I got into San Francisco a couple of times, and every time I go to San Francisco, they always break my windows.
Right.
Luckily, it's a rental, and I get the insurance because I know, I'm gonna go to San Francisco. It's gonna be
iffy. Man.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. San Francisco.
Yeah, they should put that shit on the brochures.
Yeah, they should, bro.
Here and get your shit broke into.
Well, in San Francisco, they're also allowed to. In San Francisco, they also shut on the sidewalk, so there is that.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's something else that blows my mind when I travel. I'll go somewhere and see homeless encampments and tents and shit like that.
Yeah.
Where I live, if you want to be homeless, you put that shit out in the woods. We don't want to see that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you pull up and open up a tent in front of somebody's, business. The fire department's going to come out there and hose everything down, just watch you out of there, I know it happens, and in Austin, Texas, it's becoming real weird because a lot of California yeah, it really is. It's becoming California, and it's like, what the fuck's going on, But where I live, it's not like that, If you decide, seriously, I could take a tent, put it out in my front yard, and decide here's where I'm going to live. Within 45 minutes, the deputies are here. What the hell are you doing? You take that shit back behind Walmart in them woods like everybody else. You don't let nobody see that, But and plus here it's too hot and humid, to live in a tent.
Yeah, we have a lot of homeless in my neighborhood.
Oh, John, you're so full of it.
No, I don't really have any homeless problems around here.
Yeah, there's none where I live either. There's no manufacturing facility, and it's been sitting there vacant since about the 70s. And there's quite a few that live in it, but it's like, way off the highway. Nobody has to see it. It's got, nobody gives a shit about it anymore. Go do your thing, But out there panhandling and that kind of stuff, you don't see that where I live. I know other people see it, and I know there's some places I travel and see it, but it's not like that here. I tell you what blows my mind when I'll go to other cities and go in the convenience store, because I stop and get beer a lot, go in the convenience store, and they'll stop these people and tell them no backpacks. And I don't know what the hell that was about. What do you mean no backpacks? What the hell is this? And they said,
I got my gun in there.
Loaded up with shit, and that was new on me.
Well, and I had that. So I live in Palm Beach County in Florida, and I would go to the gym, and then I would go to like Costco to shop, and I'd have my backpack. Like I just have my gym clothes on. So I'd have, my wallet, my gun, and all of that stuff in the backpack. And I'm going into Costco, and they want to look at my backpack, make sure. And I finally asked the manager afterwards. I saw him like a couple weeks later, and I talked to him. So apparently people go in with box cutters, and then, you'll have $100 thumb drive or hard drive or, multi-$100 hard drive. It'll be this big. So they'll cut it out of the package that's this big and shove it in their pockets or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I'm showing them backpack, and they're like, I'm like, hey, don't reach in there. That's my gun. And, they're like, so on the way out, they wanted to see my backpack. They're like, oh, that's the guy with the gun. I was like, dude, really?
That's not the worst way to be known as the dude hacking,
Right, but I live
Don't mess with him.
Yeah.
I live in Jupiter Farms, and so the minimum piece of property size is 1.25 acres. And in Florida, if you have bigger than 1 acre, you can shoot on your property, which I was doing this afternoon.
Wow.
And so it's not uncommon in my neighborhood here. You'll hear people popping off in their backyard. I don't know how much crime there is, per capita, whatever, but I think more people would be worried about coming out here to do the crime as opposed to, in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a message board, you always see, for my neighborhood. I think I heard a gunshot.
You're the community watchman, the guy in charge.
No, I'm not. No, we just have a message board, and people always report gunshots.
No, that's just
you
John.
guys got the app, right? Or no?
What's that?
You have an app for the community where like you report stuff and stuff like that?
No, it's we have it's what is it, like next door or something like that?
Oh yeah, next door, yeah. That's all the Karens are.
Yeah, basically, I troll people on that site so hard.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next door stuff, I'll give away plants. I'm like, hey, I got dragon fruit plants, and I'll give them away for free on next doors. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gunshots in John's neighborhood are his loud exhaust on his car.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really.
It backfired.
John's got the straight pipes, and he's like shooting flames.
I don't have the straight pipes. I'm not shooting flames.
He's got the 3-inch pipes. Cut it right in the middle.
I'm gonna put some whistle tips on.
Some remember those cherries? You guys
the cherry bombs?
Yeah. My dad, he was really into cars, so that's something he actually taught me. We had a '66 Mustang, and then we had a '73 Chevy Nova. Yeah, it was beautiful, man. And then we also had a '67 Cougar. The ones with the lights, and then
the tail lights go across. Hell yeah.
Those lights, the sequential brake lights or turn signals in the Cougar, it was actually a motor that went around in a circle in a contactor to turn on each of the bulbs.
Oh, it's the same chassis as the Mustang, correct?
Yeah.
Cougars? Yeah.
You know
what?
Yeah,
it was just Mercury, and the other was Ford.
I want a Pacific old school Mustang. The unicorn. I don't know.
John's in love with the unicorn.
Oh my god, that thing is so badass.
The Mavericks and the Falcons. So this place where my mom and dad are from in Mexico, they had a lot of Mavericks and Falcons down there. And they're like prestige, man. It's no Bondo Queens, nothing like that. Top quality cars. And they were very popular. You know what car wasn't really popular in Mexico? The Nova.
Yeah,
really?
The no-go.
Yeah, because in Spanish it says Nova, like it doesn't go. So they had to change the name on that car. But that wasn't a popular car.
Now, did you know that Nova is an acronym for Nova, Apollo, Ventura, and what was the other one? So each of GM's car lines had a version of the Nova.
Oh yeah, they did. They had an Oldsmobile too, right? That was the same.
It was like Omega or something. So Nova was actually an acronym for each of the product lines in GM.
My dream car is the Thunderbird, the 6.0, with the one with the in the middle and the scoop, the T-top. What is it? Pontiac, right? The Firebird.
The Trans Am.
Trans Am.
That's my
Smokey and the Bandit.
Another dumb.
That gets you laid just like that. You can pull up in a Trans Am. It's like you need.
My uncle had the silver one.
Girls away, man. Yeah, those Trans Ams were awesome, man.
Oh, what's your fun fact, Rich?
So the fun fact on the Trans Am or Firebird, was it the Trans Am or the Firebird? I'm not sure. But it was that was the first car with RTS, radial tuned suspension. So that was the first car that came stock with radial tires.
Oh,
Everything else before that was bias ply.
You know, down here in California, you could find nice cars because of the weather, right? So I remember I went to see this Dodge Challenger, the Super B, right? Came out and it had the gear shift, the pistol grip, and they had the original tires, Edelbrock with the carburetor, and it came out of like that out of the factory. You could buy the sport package, I think. I'm not sure. But the lady wouldn't want to sell it. Like we would try to buy it off of her, and she just never wanted to sell it. She had it sitting there because I guess that was her husband's car, and it just sat there. It was beautiful, beautiful, man.
I had a '72 Porsche 911 Target, piece of crap.
Oh,
Piece of crap. It kept me broke. But when I was in high school, I had this thing, British Racing Green. Now that car is probably worth more than my house is.
Oh gosh!
But at the time, guys that had Trans Ams, guys that had Firebirds, Camaro Z28s, 4-wheel drive Fords. That's the ones the chicks really dug. Where I went to school, and people looked at the Porsche like, I mean, it's kind of a girly car.
It's too small.
I guess so. Yeah,
You know what?
But I look back on it now, and I wish I had that thing, man.
Yeah, my first car was a AE86.
Oh, okay.
The Toyota Corolla, which back then I got it for like $2,000. No, they weren't really popular. Now they're selling for like $40,000 to $50,000.
Oh my god! Oh,
the Nissan, the 240s, or the Datsun, the Datsun ones, those are selling like hotcakes.
Really?
Yeah, they're expensive. The
240s?
The 240s.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like
a couple of my friends had them in high school, but then
60 something, I think, 67, 70.
Yeah,
the 240s, 260s.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Like a bunch of my friends had them in high school, and now you look back and it's just like these cars, which were like, like we bought for like dirt cheap, are now like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000.
I'm wondering if I got rid of my Porsches too soon. I had the 924s. I had a 924 Turbo from 1980, and it had the M471 suspension, which was the same suspension as same wheels, brakes, and rotors as the same year 1980 928, but it wasn't valuable.
Which Porsche were people putting the Volkswagen engine in? Do you guys remember?
The 914 you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
914,
No, okay.
So there was a 914 and then there was a 914-6. So the 914 4-cylinder was a VW product. The 914-6 was a Porsche product because I had a Porsche engine in it.
Okay.
I remember somebody back in high school who I used to go with this place, like car meetup, where they used to race and everything. And somebody had this little VW Bug with a turbo Porsche engine in there and would smoke people.
You could do it.
It was a sleeper.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was all beat up, rusted out and stuff. But it had this turbo Porsche engine in it.
Yeah. The fastest car from my high school, honestly, was a Jeep Wrangler. A guy had a 427, and it was a Jeep body basically sitting on top of a souped-up Corvette. Oh, man. And it would run all 4 tires on mudders, that would come up to my nipples, and it would break all 4 tires, and it would just jump when it took off. It was awesome. It was awesome. Every guy in school got a hard on every time that thing pulled up. Man, I wanted that car so bad. I couldn't stand it, man.
Yeah, I had a friend named Billy in high school who got an inheritance, so he bought a 5.0 Mustang GT and bought it and canceled the insurance right away because he didn't want to pay for the insurance. And then he let his girlfriend drive it, and she flipped it.
That
kind of sucked. So he had this like totaled car that he had for like less than a month.
Yeah,
wow.
He showed the insurance to buy it because you had to buy it with insurance, but he bought it straight up. But you still had to buy it with insurance, and then he canceled it right away. So I was like, I'm not paying for that.
It's a ripoff, he's saying.
Yeah, you never use that.
Yeah.
Don't let your damn girlfriend drive the car.
Nah, You always use the
that's
insurance
lesson.
when it's about to expire.
Yeah, that's the lesson from that.
Did he cry after she flipped the car? Very much so.
Did he break up with her or not?
No, he didn't break up with her.
He ended up marrying her.
No, he didn't end up marrying her either. But it was very sad. It ended up in like one of my other friends' front yards. It hit trees and everything.
Oh man.
I don't know if you know the Mustangs from like the this was like the 90s. They had the tendency to break loose to one side if you got on it too much.
Oh, okay.
It had like a solid axle and everything.
Well, those cars, they had drum brakes in the rear, so they were killing massive amounts of the population. You get a 5-liter engine and no ability to stop. At least that's why I have respect for Porsche. I had the non-turbo and the turbo version of the same car. The cars were completely different suspension, completely different brakes. They even put a louder horn in the turbo.
Oh,
no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't those Suzuki like Jeeps? Remember they were popular?
Oh,
Weren't they the ones that were flipped?
Yeah, this was the road actually like had like a 90-degree bend in it. So she got on it hard. And then all of a sudden tried to stop to go around the corner and didn't make it around the corner. We thought she was dead because the car just flipped multiple times. But she got off fine.
Wow.
Lucky
the car didn't. Yeah, very lucky.
Yeah, she was lucky.
It ended up upside down in like my friend's trees.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, but she was fine. The car was not fine at all.
I was lucky. I never totaled any of mine out. But the first car I sold to my little brother, it was a '79 Mustang, and it was at the time it was pimped out. You know,
Was it the fastback?
No.
It was the fastback.
No, and it was a coupe. But I had
coupe.
I had a '79, and I sold it to my brother. When I did, at the time, I was into these crank it up contests, the car stereos and shit.
Yeah.
I literally had more money in the stereo than the car cost, and I bought it brand new. I sold it to my brother. He didn't have it about 3 months, and he totaled it. And when he totaled it and went to the shop, I was out of state at the time. And they went to the shop, and they told him, man, come get your stuff, out of this car. He shows up and gets like his, can of snuff or whatever the hell it was, and leaves $8,000 worth of stereo in there. It's like, oh, you crazy bastard, man.
Wow.
Oh, it made me sick to my stomach, man.
I remember.
I don't have a single picture of that car. I've got pictures of all my other ones. Don't have a single picture of that thing.
I do want to buy a 240 with no engine and do an LF swap on it.
But there's so many better cars to do that in.
Yeah, but I like the 240. I like the way they look. What would you? I want to do it in something either 240 or something that doesn't look like a shit box.
I like the 442.
I want a vintage Defender 90. The two-door vintage, but I don't want anything Defender on it but the body. Everything else, gut that breaking down son of a bitch, Put that damn thing on top of a Jeep or something, That's what I want, man. I want a Defender so bad I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I remember my dad had an Oldsmobile, Cyclops SabrPrint, right? But back in the 90s. And he had Dayton's and everything, like he had 215s in the back, and the 4 6x9s you would do, right? And I remember he had the music loud, and he got stopped by the cops, and they were gonna impound it. The first thing he did was take out the 215s from the bag, because if you take it to the impound, you're not gonna come. Like you said, he didn't take nothing. Your brother took the system, right, Joe?
Yeah.
And it was gone. Yeah, that was the first thing he did.
It didn't have a back seat. It had the back of the back seat, but where the back seat used to be, it was a piece of plexiglass, and all the amps were inside of that, and it had vent holes and fans running it and shit. Because way back when, those amplifiers, it gets so hot, you couldn't touch them. They would burn you. if you relate the wires across them, it burned the wires. So it had a fan system on it. Oh, it was wicked cool. And but like I say, when my brother wrecked it, it's like, dude, you could have took the amps. The amps are worth more than the damn car, know.
All right.
Yeah, it was, live and learn.
We're coming up at the end of the show, and believe it or not, we have a 3D printing question.
All right, hit them up.
Layer height?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Guys asking what layer height, and so like I use boy, I had 3 different words. I use Cura, and so most of my gun prints, unless it's something precision, I print like as draft mode. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's faster because one of the prints I do is like 19 hours. And the other thing about that is the less layer lines, in other words, the less interfaces there are, the less chances you're going to have for it to separate. So if you print fatter, you have less adhesion issues because there's less places where it adheres. Now, something, I don't have a small print, but something that's complex, you want to print fine because you need the detail.
What were you printing? Your heated to what? How were you printing?
He prints at like 5,000 degrees. It's like lava comes out. It melts the actual printer when it prints.
I remember when I started printing, right? It took me, like, I think I told you guys 3 weeks to figure it out. Like,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, it took me 3, because at that time I didn't have an Instagram yet. And I really didn't ask people because I don't know if you guys get this question, especially you, Rich, where people are asking you, like, where could I get the stuff? Could you send me the file? And I don't really everything you need is
you
online.
say, hey, Fed, no.
Yeah. All I say is, hey, man, Google it. Because that's how I learned. Everything I learned, I Googled it, videos, and that's it. But when I started, hey, send me the file, I can't find it. I'm like, man. Nah.
No, don't take the bait.
Nah.
Because I think what they're doing now. Here's the other thing. So the government can't surveil, like the CIA can't surveil you within the United States. But let's just say I'm sending John an email, and the CIA wanted to surveil it. They could reroute my mail traffic to Europe and back.
Yeah, correct.
Even though it could go straight. Right. So even
no shit.
Yeah, and then they could surveil it. So typically my traffic would go straight to Herndon, Virginia, and go out to John.
It would go to Ashburn,
Virginia, whatever the knock is over there.
And
so
then
it might go Miami and then boom up and straight to his knock. But they could reroute my traffic out of the country. So let's just say John and I are working on a project together. Let's just say it's a Glock bullpup.
To a knock if we go to a data center.
So they could theoretically reroute it through Europe and then say I did an ITAR violation.
Yeah, doesn't Google have their stuff in Washington, D.C.?
Ashburn.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Ashburn. Everything's in Ashburn. Ashburn is like data center alley. Rich has been here.
Oh, okay.
You drive down, you see data centers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like that's why they prosecute all like spam cases in Loudoun County.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, it's like 80% of the internet traffic comes through Ashburn.
So
that's wild. I didn't know that.
So they always prosecute it there.
For that answer to the person who wants to know how much to print, I would say go check out Print Shoot Repeat, right? That website. And they pretty much have everything there. That's a lot of my stuff. I got them from Print Shoot
or Control Pew.
Yeah, Control Pew. Exactly.
ControlPew.com. He has a guide.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff I got it from them. And then what I'm trying to do right now, what I'm trying to build is I'm trying to build my own cloud, like my own cloud system, So
there's something called OwnCloud.
Yeah, but I use Linux. Does it work for Linux?
Yeah, it's Linux.
It's based on Linux.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
John and I are both tech geeks also.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I worked for Facebook. What do you think?
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do because the way with what's going on with 3D printing, I have a feeling they're gonna start trying to cut down the servers, right? Because I mean, whoever's holding the servers where all the STL files are, like as once they start controlling that, then how are you gonna do it, right?
No, it'll still get out there.
No,
You can't stop the signal.
Yeah, exactly. But wouldn't it be more secure to have your own cloud?
Well, that's like how we did it back in the dial-up modem days.
Yeah. With the Focus lift
or FidoNet and all that stuff. I mean, there's ways. We've already been there.
Remember the Focus lift, Rich?
No, I don't.
It was the list of all the dial-up connections.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you just get this huge list of numbers. And every once in a while, a number would change, and people get so pissed off because they'd be on this list and get like their phone blowing up by people trying to connect.
Oh, geez, modems calling all the time.
Yeah, that was back in the day, man. That was back in the late 80s. All you young kids, all you young whippersnappers. All right, we got to get out of here because we are already over time. This has been a freaking great conversation.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you get a guest that sucks. Sometimes you get one guest that sucks.
I can hear you, dude. I can hear you.
Sometimes you get two great guests and the time just flies by. And today we had two great guests. I believe this is a great show because we had two great guests. Both of you are welcome to come back at any time. So I'm extending the offer back to you guys. So whenever you guys want to come on, you can come on. Just say, shoot us an email. Say, hey, you need someone today, and we'll send you a link and just jump on. But
thanks for having me, man. This has been a blast.
Right,
yeah. Joe, we've been trying to get you forever.
Yeah. All right, Rich, tell everyone where they can find you.
Well, before they do that, I want to answer Jeff Cron's. I print rails up in tree supports with Cure. Just breaks right off. It's freaking fantastic. And so you can find me.
Oh, by the way, tell them how I print with my supports.
No, what do you do?
What I use for my support filament.
Oh, you got you got dual extrusion, so you just have the freaking rinse away wax crap.
Yeah, it's basically dissolvable supports.
Water soluble filament.
Yeah. So basically, you just throw it in the hot water and come back later and.
Wasn't
pores.
Polyterra doing something like that?
Yeah, a lot of.
Right. Us pores with Ender 3s don't have that lifestyle.
Yeah, I have one extruder does the supports only, the other extruder does it, and I use water soluble supports. So there's no cutting off, man. I just like throw it in the water, come back in a couple hours later, and they're gone.
Yep, that's crazy.
It'd be really cool if you need to print a gun, you can print a gun and throw it in water. Have it all gone.
And it'll work once. So you can find me at flyingrich.com or youtube.com/flyingrich. And on the grams, I'm flyingrich_official.
All right. Let's go to SabrPrint.
There, you got it.
I've been saying your name wrong.
No, you got it. You got it right now.
All right.
SabrPrints. Just Instagram, SabrPrints, YouTube, SabrPrints, and Twitter, SabrPrints. Yep, pretty much.
There's the man himself. This is his Instagram, guys. He's some pink guns there.
Yeah. Check it out.
It's pretty cool.
Right now I'm doing this.
Oh, Pokemon, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing these for my nephew's birthday. His theme is Pokemon, so I'm the cool uncle.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm doing this for John's birthday, you know.
That's a Crumpo Pop. All right, I think I might be back on later on tonight. Let me see here. Okay, tomorrow.
Joe didn't pimp his stuff.
Oh yeah.
No. I'm just saying. Before I forget. Tomorrow I'm going to be on with some special guests. We're going to be talking about the Governor Wolf in Pennsylvania veto, and I will be on this channel and John Crump News. I don't know what time yet. Let's go to Cyclops Joe.
I'm just on YouTube. Cyclops videos. That's about the only place you'll find me. The only reason I'm on Instagram, honest to God, is because a lot of the optics companies, their social media guys are real active on Instagram. It's like, dude, we're not seeing you on Instagram. You know, what's your problem? It's like, okay, man, I'll go on there. But I'm not techie in any way whatsoever. I just make YouTube videos for the hell of it.
And
You know,
he's going to
that's
start
about it.
promoting binoculars too, right, Joe?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh,
and
Joe,
you can call up and be like,
long distance running. As you can
I
tell,
wore this for you.
An athlete.
Yeah.
You can, man.
You can call up and go, hey, do you have any binoculars that one of the sizes
Maybe
messed
one
up
side's broken.
that you can sell me for cheap?
Oh, dude, I can relate to y'all's questions about the printers every single day, dozens and dozens of times a day. Hey, man, what's the best $300 hunting scope? And it's like, I'll just send them links, and it's like, dude, look through my library of videos. I literally have dozens of them about the best. No matter what question you come up with, I got a best of list, and they're a pain in the ass to make. But the only reason I make them is guys ask a lot. And it's usually newer shooters, and I don't want to be redemption. I don't want to alienate any new shooters. So I'll just send them to a link. It's like, this will get you started. You know, go here, you know, and this will get you started. But, you know, if somebody's got a really detailed question about some scopes, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm in from that. But, you know, when you've got 250 scope videos, it's like, that answer is in these videos. You know, it's in there somewhere.
But subscribe, like my videos.
Yeah. I honestly, dude, I don't ask people to subscribe. I hear that so much. You know, you watch anybody, it's like, hey guys, like, subscribe, share with your buddies. Now I used to do that, but I got so sick of it now. I don't do that anymore. I just don't, man. You know, I try to make videos that don't annoy me, so that I drop that, like the commercials in the middle of the videos. None of my videos have a break with a commercial, and the people posting the videos get to choose. And I don't have that in any of mine. Everybody's used to that. You can watch your video in 5 seconds, skip the ad. But, you know, if every minute or two it's stopping for another commercial, I'll click off the video. I don't give a damn how good it is. I can't stand that. So I try not to do the same thing to other people.
Yeah. All right, guys. You can find me at John Crump News. Read my stuff at Amaland. I have an article dropping tomorrow about the Maryland stuff. The video is already out today. I just had an article drop about the FBI delaying NICS audits by a year because of COVID. And I just want to say, everyone tune in to DLD After Dark tonight. Christian Grest will be on there. Great guest. I will be watching. I'll be in the chat. I'm sure Rich will be in the chat. It's going to be a great time and fun time to go. Check out me at johncrump.locals.com. I have the Discord. All the links are below. And with that said, Wolverine.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you, Rich.
All right, guys.
See you guys.
Thanks for coming on.
See